All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the fourth part of the show, we're going to talk about Cooper Kupp. Just him commenting on past injuries and just giving you my expectations for him going into the 2024 season. So I do have his stats from last year. So these were his stats. Did miss some time at the beginning of the year. And that's when, we got introduced to Puka Nacua. But yeah, these are Cooper Kupp stats from last year: 59 receptions, 737 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. But if Cooper Kupp is healthy, I would expect these numbers to be better this year. And I know Matthew Stafford, they were asking him, who should people draft in fantasy, and whether it's Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua, and he said draft both of them because he's going to be targeting them a lot. But we did see Puka Nacua kind of look like the number one receiver in the offense. I mean, Cooper Kupp did make plays during the year when he came back, but you saw Puka Nacua making more plays. Yeah, so this is what Cooper Kupp had to say. So yeah, he sat out the first month of the 2023 campaign due to a hamstring injury that he suffered back in August. They were 2-2, and then they ended up. I mean, it looked like they were going to end up, not making the playoffs the way they were looking. I mean, I think they were 3-6 at one point, but Matthew Stafford started playing really well, and the team ended up finishing 10-7, and they ended up making the playoffs, losing a tough game to the Lions in the playoffs. But this team is going to be in the mix for a playoff spot once again with all these guys coming back healthy. And this is what Cooper Kupp had to say. He said, "I feel good. We got a lot of good work in this offseason." And he said this on a Monday interview on Good Morning Football Overtime, and they're back because that show was on a hiatus, but now they're back. The best thing about this last year was just being able to feel healthy and having a full offseason of work. Not just for myself in terms of working out and building my body back up, but also having that time with Matthew Stafford, being able to get on the field and work through things together. Obviously, getting out here has been great. First few days of camp have been awesome. Things have been clicking, and looking forward to continue to build on that this year. But yeah, dealt with multiple injuries, and then on top of that, you had Puka Nacua coming in, picking up the slack. But yeah, Puka Nacua's kind of, became the number one weapon for Stafford with Kupp being out. But now having both of them back in the fold, both of them being healthy, that is going to be huge for this Rams offense. And he also said, it's been really cool. Puka's been great. It's really cool for him to say that. And I'm obviously I very much appreciate that. I just can't get rid of the guy. He shows up to my house. He jumps in. I make him throw up. He still comes back. He comes over for dinner. I've got veggies all over his plate. He still comes back. He's resilient. This one. All right. So some interesting, an interesting note there. He's been great. Just his attitude. Obviously, you guys see just how he's such a positive dude all the time. Takes things in stride, and he's one of the best rally guys I've ever seen. Halfway through the workout, he'll be on all fours, throwing up, but he always finishes a workout. All right, so I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this to have that in there, but that's Cooper Kupp saying that. I'm just quoting him. He also said, at the end of the day, I want to see guys succeed. I want to see guys be able to, everyone that comes in this league has had a dream of playing at this level and playing at a high level while here. I just want to see guys be able to step into that and pursue it. At the end of the day, I'm just going to be myself. I had a great mentor myself when I came in, Robert Woods. He took me under his wing, and he was who he was. He was going to pause it with me. He was going to teach. He was going to be an open book for me, and I just want to be the same thing for the guys coming in. Because they talked about Jordan Whittington, a rookie wideout, and he's talking about being a mentor, which I brought up briefly earlier in the show when talking about what we were gonna discuss with Cooper Kupp. But yeah, they're kind of looking for that third option. I know they brought back Demarcus Robinson, but I think they have some concerns when it comes to receiver. Outside of their top two. Other guys are going to have to step up. Like I said, Demarcus Robinson played well for them down the stretch last year. Tyler Higbee got hurt late in the year when talking about the tight ends. So, yeah, there's maybe some depth concerns with the Rams. But you know what? I think with Sean McVay and, the veteran leadership they got there, I think they're going to be fine. They're going to figure it out. Because, 2022, they dealt with a lot of injuries. And that just derailed their season, and it looked like it was going to send Sean McVay into retirement. But, yeah, that's not the case. Sean McVay, he feels, re-energized. He's not going anywhere just yet with this core they got here. This team is going to be a good team, I think. Now, really the concerns I have, I think, is more so with the defensive side of the ball. Just because of, Aaron Donald not being there. But, I've said that already. But I think the Rams are going to be fine. Compared to the AFC, the NFC is, the less of the two conferences. I feel like the Rams have a great shot to make the playoffs once again. I think they could definitely get 10 wins again this season. I think that's probably what I had them around when I did my schedule predictions. But yeah, I see that happening again, especially if you got everybody healthy. Like if Cooper Kupp's healthy, from the start to the finish in the regular season, that helps them. Kyron Williams, you don't want him getting hurt as well because, he was banged up. And that's kind of when the Rams went on their skid. And then he came back and Cooper Kupp was healthy. And you saw what this Rams offense could do, when everybody's clicking, everybody's healthy. And, I expect the same thing this year, with the guys that they got on the team. So, looking forward to watching them. And then their first game, their first game is against the Lions. So, they start the season where their season ended in Detroit. And that is that's going to be on Sunday Night Football. And we're coming up on that. We're getting there. This is we're in the second to last day of July. It's the trade deadline for baseball, so I'm locked into that. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I know I keep saying it, but I'm gonna keep saying it until we actually do get there. And we got less than a month until college football starts, and then we're gonna be off from there. Preseason, that's next week. Got the Hall of Fame game this week, but then, everybody else plays next week as well. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But, yeah, with the Rams, if this offense is healthy, the whole year, they're going to be a fun team to watch. You wonder, how many good years Cooper Kupp's got left. Have these injuries kind of, have started the decline of Cooper Kupp, because, a few years ago he won the Triple Crown, but, since then, 2022 he got hurt. Last year he was injured. This year he's coming in healthy. So, I want to see how Cooper Kupp is healthy over the course of this full season, because even last year when he came back from injury, he was producing, but maybe not at the same clip as, back in 2021. But that it also has to do with Puka Nacua being in the offense, So we'll see how Cooper Kupp is. Let me know what you guys think, though, on how you think he's going to do this year. Do you think his numbers will improve from last year? I think so. Maybe we have 2,000-yard receivers on the Rams with Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So, let me know what you guys think about that. Only time will tell, like I always say. So, yeah. When we go, so we're going to take our final break of the show. When we come back, we will discuss Caleb Williams and the Hall of Fame game a little bit, because that is this week. We got 2 more days before that. But, he did make some news because, he does have a desire to play in the Hall of Fame game. But, it's probably not going to happen. But I just wanted to get into what he had to say and give you my overall thoughts. So, yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, I know, look, the Hall of Fame game, we know, like, it's exciting because it's the first game of the year, but, obviously we're not going to see, stars all over the place. It's going to be the backups. It's going to be guys trying to make the team. And I want to try to find out, who specifically will be playing in the game that we could keep an eye on, and things like that. So, so we'll discuss that when we come back from our next break. Also, don't forget that tonight, another episode of Hard Knocks does come out. So I know I'll be discussing that on the show tomorrow, giving you my impressions on that. I know I've been doing that the last few weeks. I also got to finish receiver because I did watch the first 4 episodes, but I haven't watched the rest. So I got to get into that. And then I also wanted to watch quarterback as well because I only watched the first episode of that show, but I didn't finish that yet either. But so we're gonna take our break now, and then like I said, when we come back, we'll talk about the Hall of Fame game. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Caleb Williams and his desire to play in the Hall of Fame game and whether he should play in it or not. So, for one final time today, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.